I'm Kyle with Fundamentals of Finance, and today we're going to talk about paying off debt early, or perhaps it isn't in your best interest to pay it off early. Let's jump into it. Also, keep in mind, this is not financial advice. I do not know you, your income, your taxes. This is just my opinion, not financial advice. Okay, so one of the questions I get asked most frequently is whether I should pay off my debt early, whether it be a car loan, home loan, or a credit card. Along the same lines, a lot of people ask me if they should wait to buy something like a car in cash or take out a loan for it. There's no universally right answer, but in this video, I'll explain the 3 key things to consider so you can make the best decision for you. But before we get to those 3 things, let's start with the math. Don't worry, it won't be too complicated, but I do think this is something most of you have probably never heard before. In investment terms, you can think of paying off debt early or buying something in cash instead of taking out a loan as a guaranteed rate of return equal to the interest rate on the debt. So let me explain. If you have a car loan of $15,000 at something like 3%, and you pay the balance of $15,000 off tomorrow, you're guaranteeing yourself a 3% return because you're not having to pay the 3% in interest. In comparison, that's not very good compared to the long-term stock market average of 8 to 12% per year. If you were to invest the difference, and the key here is to know if you really would or not, so that's a big if. If you were to invest the difference, you may be able to do better by paying off the car loan over time and investing that $15,000 in the stock market instead of paying off your debt early. If it's a credit card loan at more like 18 to 20%, you should absolutely pay that off as soon as possible. I'll say it again. If it's a credit card loan at more like 18 to 20%, you should absolutely pay that off as soon as possible. Now, to show you how this works, let's go through a simple example. I'll put it here on the screen. Let's say you have a car loan with 1 year left. You owe $10,000 and have a 3% interest rate. If you pay that off now, then you've paid off $10,000 and saved that $300 of interest you would have paid this year. Congrats. By the way, this is how we get to the guaranteed 3% return analogy. If you invested the $10,000 and earned a 3% return, you'd make $300 in a year. Now, here's where the aha moment comes in. Let's say you don't pay off the loan early and instead invest the $10,000 in the stock market. Over the course of the year, you have paid about $10,300 for the car instead of $10,000. However, if your $10,000 investment earns a 10% return, then that would now be worth $11,000. So yes, you paid more for the car, $10,300 instead of $10,000, but you then could use your $11,000 investment to pay it off, leaving you with $700 at the end of the year. Stock market returns are far from guaranteed, especially in the short term. So this approach is more sensible if you have a longer term loan, and the higher your interest rate on the loan is, the more sense it makes to just pay off the loan early. So now that you understand the math, there are 3 things to consider when deciding whether to pay off your debt early. First, would you actually invest the difference? If not, it's a moot point. You know yourself better than anyone, so that's your call. If you don't think you would, just pay off the debt early. Second, how high is the interest rate of your car loan or mortgage? The lower it is, the easier it is to beat the interest rate with your investments and the more sense it makes to invest the difference. If the interest rate of your loan gets up near the expected, but not guaranteed, long-term stock market returns of 8 to 12%, you may just want to pay off the debt early. And third, no matter how low the interest rate is, we're humans, not computers. Just because something makes mathematical sense and will probably leave you better off doesn't mean you have to do it. Paying off debt early is not a bad thing. If you are the kind of person who just really hates having debt, just do yourself a mental favor and pay it off. If you have any questions or want me to cover a certain topic, please let me know in the comments below and I will respond to you as soon as possible. I also did a video about 4 popular ways to save, but a 5th one that not that many people know about that definitely beats the other 4. You can click on that video here. And I also did a video about the Bitcoin ETF, which is super popular, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. You can click on that here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.